Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizzano. This is episode 78 of the Affiliate Party Podcast. Yesterday's episode was episode 77. I made a mistake. I always got to go back and read to make sure that we're up to date on these episodes. So today's episode 78. Now, I got a question. Last night, I knocked out 5 emails. Now, we're going to go with October the 5th. I know we talked about doing emails for a month. Tomorrow's October the 1st. We're going to go with October the 5th. From October the 5th to the 31st. We're going to go with that. Because, got to have time to think about these emails, I knocked my first 5 out. So I got them done yesterday. They wasn't very lengthy. They was, average about 200 to 300 words. Wasn't bad. Now, if you want some examples for the week, you can always sign up to be in my email group. To get emails from me. Not be a part of my email group, but to get emails from me, you can sign up. You can go to my website. That's thelousydriver.com. That's the lousy LOUSY driver DRIVER.com. You click on there and go to the Lousy Driver. Put your name in, your email address, and you'll get the emails. Just in case you need some inspiration or some thoughts behind what you want to talk about in your emails, or if you just want to see some emails, get into the habit of emailing. Now, the goal of my emails, I want my emails to get longer eventually. I want them to be, 500 words to 1,000 words. I want them to, the flow. I want them to be great. My email game is not as strong as it should be, but we're working on that. But if you want some inspiration, I got some pretty good stuff this time. I did some thinking while I was driving yesterday, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna knock these out. Got off work early, stopped. I said, it's time to do it. And then it didn't take as long either. Normally I would mess around, take me 2 hours to write one email, but yesterday I knocked them out, wrote them down on a piece of paper, and then typed them up, and it took maybe an hour. It took more time to type them up because my cousin, he started texting me and disturbing me. He was talking about his what did I get my wife for an anniversary, and I told him, and he said, you kind of cheap, blah blah blah. My cousin, my cousin loves to call me cheap all the time, but whatever. But anyway, so yeah. You want to start doing email, you want to rock and roll with that. And then, of course, I did the emails, and I got them scheduled for the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. I guess I'll cut the people slack on the weekend. I don't know. Now, I'll probably email something on the weekend. I'll probably just pull out the computer next week on a Saturday and just email them. Saturday and Sunday, the 5 days I talked about something that I promoted in the email. Then on Saturday and Sunday, I'll probably just promote my podcast to the email list. So that's how I'll do it. But you can do it how you want to do it. But if you just want to see emails, you can check it out. Like I said, you can go to the website. You can sign in. I mean, just because you sign in somebody's email list don't mean you got to buy anything. Eventually. Then once you learn, whether you buy or not, that's up to you. But after you get done, if you learn what you want to learn, you can always hop off. It's not a big deal. But today we're going to talk about different ways you can market offline. I know we talk about a lot online, but we're going to discuss there's many ways you can market yourself, market your affiliate links, market whatever you want to market. There are so many different avenues and different roads that you can go down that sometimes I feel like, because of course online is, this is what we do for the most part, but sometimes, as I said last week when we talked about phone calls. Sometimes a phone call is better than, because there's so many people online now. There's so many people. I'm not saying that you won't stand out, but I mean, let's be honest with each other. There's a lot more people online now. It's a lot more competition, but as I told you, a lot of people, they just jump online, then they jump off, they quit. They never really, keep going. So I mean, don't worry about that. But there's so many different ways that you can market offline. Billboards, magazines, newspapers. Don't forget about newspapers, because people still read newspapers. I know I love reading the newspaper. I can't read online. I don't know about you guys, but me, I can't read online. I have trouble. Like, I have Kindle and everything, and I try to, every now and then I buy a book. Excuse me. Every now and then I'll buy a book, and then I'll start reading it, and then after like 10 minutes, I'm just sort of like, my eyes start to get kind of cross, and I'm just like, woo, this is a lot. But I can read a book and just sitting here. I'll read the paper, just sitting here, no problem. But trying to read sometimes on the computer is kind of, I could type and all that on the computer, but reading is, but you got the magazines. You can always put a small, and now these days, actually, if you was like, say if you was promoting supplements, if you was an affiliate for like weight loss or something like that, I'm sure like the Men's Health or a little magazine like that, or even your local gym, something like that, you probably could squeeze in like a little, if you had a nice little catchy website name, you can slap it on in the magazine and say, hey, check out this website, and, blah blah blah. It doesn't have to be very long. You just check out this website, whatever name you got, because there's always good names you can have for your website. I had plenty of website names that I will share with you one day. I have a lot of website names I bought, and I have to make sure I have to check on GoDaddy, because I plan on using them all. Like, I got the affiliateparty.com, and I'm going to use the affiliateparty.com eventually. But for some reason, when I first started, I went with the lousyDriver.com because I thought I was trying to be cute, but I mean, sometimes you just got to be more practical than cute. Don't overthink it sometimes, folks. I'll tell you that. Don't overthink it. A lot of times I overthink things, so that's one of my pitfalls I've tried to avoid. But you got magazines, you got newspapers, you got you go to like if you get like little cards, like little business cards, don't forget those. As a truck driver, I see every day. You go to the restroom or whatever. You go to the urinal. This is for the guys, clearly. I mean, I don't know. I don't think women have urinals, so. But you go to the urinal. Somebody has stuck their little business card into one of the advertising things on there. So you look and you're like, oh, okay. And every now and then I've called a number from that. So I mean, if you put it in there, you never know. It doesn't hurt. And there's always your local. Don't forget about your local, like, radio spots. You can do like little radio spots. Of course, podcasts. If you get, it just depends on the podcast. I'm sure if somebody has like a little internet radio show and you want to promote a website, you probably can get them a few bucks and they'll probably promote your business for you. So there are so many different ways. Sometimes you have to think outside the box. Like, I was thinking, I want to sign up for this program. I thought about it, but then I changed my mind. And then I was like, where would I... First, I had a good name for it. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to put it on a bill, because I don't know if you ever driven out west, but if you ever going through like Wyoming or something like that, there's nothing but billboards out there. So if you slap a website name on that billboard, I guarantee you there'll be plenty of people look at that website. There'll be plenty, because you drive by so much, you're just like, you know what? Let me see what the F this is. Let me see what this is about. Because I've driven by the same thing 100 times, and I'm just like, you know what? I got to see what the hell's going on over here, you know. I drive by so much, you know. You just curiosity after a while. Curiosity, you know, curiosity is it's something that you have to learn. If you make your advertising curious and everything like that. If you make your advertising, if you make your advertising, sorry about that. You know what? I'm gonna stop for a minute. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm 10 minutes into this podcast, and then you have to start. I'm sitting there talking, and then it's like I gotta yawn. You know, I gotta. You know, because I want this. I love this podcast. I love doing this podcast, but I want this podcast to be great. So we both know, and I appreciate you for putting up with some technical difficulties sometimes, from the yawning to the coughing. Sometimes I don't know what the hell's be going on, but I promise you, we will. By the time episode 150 rolls around, we would have been corrected all that nonsense. We would cut some of them noises out, and we would have a smooth sounding podcast. So thank you for bearing with me, because I just thought to myself, I said, you know what, I've been talking for 10 minutes and I am not gonna cut this off and have to do it over again. You don't understand. Sometimes I've been deep into a podcast, and as I told you before, the phone will ring, and then I'm like, you know what? Shit. So I appreciate you for bearing with me. I appreciate you for putting up with some of these technical difficulties, but you know, every day we strive to get better here at the Affiliate Party Podcast, which, as I tell you every week, probably every episode, we need to change that name, I think. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think about the name? What do you think? What do you think about the name? You think we should keep it as the Affiliate Party Podcast? I mean, on the marquee that I need to change, I put Affiliate Marketing Party Podcast, but it doesn't sound, it's not as snappy to me as the Affiliate Party Podcast. It's like APP. OPP, you know, your APP. It don't matter. Anyway. All right. Don't worry. We'll get back on the subject. What were we talking about here? We were talking about advertising, billboards, driving through Wyoming. That's what we was talking about. Now, you got your billboards, you got your magazines, you got your business cards, you got you can even put a, you know, I mean, people in network marketing. I've seen a couple of people. They've had like one guy I knew. He had an ID badge, and he would walk around with his ID badge for the affiliate for the network marketing company. He had like an ID badge. Like, it was cool. It was a good idea to me. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And he's like, yeah, man. You know, I wear the badge when I'm talking to people, so they already know. And then that way, they can if they stay in and listen, I got a better chance. And I was like, you know what? That makes some sense. You're making some sense, brother, you know? But so it's all kinds of ways you can go, you know, you can get flyers for your house, you can get flyers for your car. You know, don't be ashamed to market. Don't be embarrassed to market. That's one thing that you have to do. You have to market yourself. You have to plug yourself in, you know? You have to let people know, hey, I'm running a business, you know. You have to, because if nobody knows, then, I mean, you know, it's just like this podcast. At first, I just wanted to do the podcast and I didn't want to tell anybody because, I mean, you know, like I just told you, breathing, yawning, making noises. If I tell 1 million people I got a podcast and it's the first day, and they hear all that, they're gonna go, what? I'm out. So you want to get better, but eventually, you know, when you get the steam that you want to get, and you know that you're ready, then you start the full-fledged, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, affiliate marketing. You start networking. You start meeting people. You can go to events. You can go to events and meet people. You can do all kinds of things to market yourself offline. So don't ever forget. I saw a girl on Instagram today that I think I follow her, I think, and it was like she's gonna be at some chicken wing spot, and she promoted it on the internet. So there's plenty of ways that you can go about marketing yourself, marketing the program that you're affiliated with. There's plenty of things that you can do. Even if you have to stand on, I was about to say you want to stand on stand on the mountaintop and tell somebody. There's plenty of ways you can go. And then, of course, if you tell them offline, you can always bring them. You say, hey, check me out on www. whatever. So, just like if you go to networking events and stuff like that, you can start getting on people's podcasts. You can start doing videos with people. There's all kind of ways. And then you can, if you and somebody have a list, both of y'all have a list of like 1,500 people, and you go, hey, I want to do your podcast, and you do my podcast, and it'll be some people that they might like your voice, they might like what you're saying, and then they go, you know what? I want to be on this guy's email list as well. I want to listen to his podcast too, so I'm gonna check him out, and they'll give you a shot. So and that's like meeting people. So you definitely want to get out there and meet people, mingle with people. I have to get into that habit seriously. I need to get into that habit. I don't have I don't know. I definitely need to get into that habit of more of I saw some event, but then of course, now, shit, I forgot. Now, of course, hell, you have to Zoom people now. Well, right now anyway, with the whole coronavirus, but, coronavirus not gonna, I don't know how long it's gonna last. You would have told me it was gonna be here in October, I would have told you was wrong, but you just have to make sure you get out there. You have to make sure you get out there and market yourself, market the program. If you're in like network marketing or whatever market you're in, always make sure you market yourself too. Even though you might have a catchy name, catchy title for your business, always be promoting yourself, always be marketing yourself, because you never know when these things, a life change, a life pivot might happen, and then the people still know you. You say, hey, I don't do this anymore, but I do this. So the people will come to you wherever you go. I remember I saw a girl. She was a part she's part of Motor Club of America. And then Motor Club of America, apparently they changed their compensation pay from $80 to $40. So it was like a whole mass exodus of all these top, quote unquote, these top people. And then I just seen these people pop up every which way. And one girl was like, yeah, we over here at some credit place, and she's like, we making money. I was like, I'm making money, you can make money, but it's like, once you tell people that, of course you're going to make money, because you already got an established, you have already had enough people following you from one program, so of course they're going to come follow you to the next program, That's one thing you got to watch some people, they'll jump from one program to the next and then tell you how easy they had it to make, But they've already dug the well, and the well is already full of water, and they have plenty of people on the email list, if you got an email list of 10,000 people, and you promote a program in one day, you're gonna make some money. Come on now, So just be, because some people will tell you. Some people they'll write you or whatever, hit you up or whatever, and say, hey man, I'm part of this group, and I made $6,000 in one day. But it's like, man, you got an email list of 20,000 people. I would hope you would make $6,000. I mean, congrats and everything. There's nothing wrong with that, but don't let people, tell you, hey, it's so easy. Like, hey, how big is your email list? How big is your following? Because if you're new to the program and you don't have much of a following to begin with, then quite naturally it's gonna take some time for you to build up your well as well. So just be leery about that. But there are plenty of ways to market online, to market offline. As we say, we're gonna do a recap. What did we say? Magazines. Oh, I forgot about the snail mail. You can do snail mail. If you ever get a chance to get people's address, send them a postcard. People like getting mail. Listen, we're all adults. We're all over the age where we probably don't get like personal letters, and you probably don't get this, and you probably don't get that anymore. I remember when I was I remember when I was a young lad and I was 16, and I had a pen pal, this girl I was writing. It was so exciting to get mail, Every week I was knocking my mom down to get in front of the mailbox. Mom, do I got mail? Mom, do I got mail? Do I got mail? So, as an adult now, if you sent me a postcard and was like, hey, so-and-so, it's me from online, blah, 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 I'd be like, oh, look, they sent me a postcard. That's so nice. And it's not a bill or anything like that. Oh, man, people would love it. Every now and then, if you just send like a keychain or something like that, there's all kind of ways that you can, like, let's go back to the Motor Club. Say if you was in network marketing, you was doing Motor Club of America, you wanted to send somebody a little keychain with a car or something like that. People would like that. People would be like, oh, you know what? I like this guy. I like this gal. So, don't forget about the snail mail. Snail mail, magazines, postcards, flyers, your car, your van. If you have a friend that owns a business, tell them, hey, let me put some cards in your place of business. The bathroom, you want to put a card in the bathroom. There's all kind of ways. And just remember, if you're going to be in a program, promote yourself as well as the program. So, I just want to put that out there, because you never know when the one thing about, because eventually me, I want to start doing my own. I want to start writing plenty of books, plenty of stuff for myself, because you never know when these affiliate programs are going to shut down. So always make sure you have an email list. Always make sure that you're emailing them on a regular basis, and always make sure that you have it backed up in an autoresponder for yourself. Don't rely on the program itself, because if they shut down, then the email list will get shut down, and then you will be SOL with no emails. So keep that in mind. But there are plenty of ways to market offline. Those are some. If you have any more, you can email me. I'm pretty sure I missed out some. Newspapers, magazines, postcards. What else? You can send people gifts, send people stuff in the mail. Magazines, we talked about that. Newspapers, those little penny readers you see at the store. There's all kind of ways. You can go to the store to ask them, hey, can I post my card up here? And most of the time they'll say yeah, and say, hey, can I promote my business here? They'll say yeah, So you can always go to car shows, bike shows, whatever kind of shows, talent shows, things of that nature, to promote yourself, promote your business. You say, hey, so and so. You want to spend more time with your kid doing this, doing that? Let me show you something. So just don't think you have to just stay online exclusively to promote a business, to promote an affiliate link. So that's it for today. We talked long enough. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you. I have to say that every now and then, because sometimes I don't think I say that enough, but I appreciate you very much. You're like the earlier, you know how they have the early adapters? You're like the early adapter, so I greatly appreciate you. So, that's it for now. My name is Tony Rosano. This is episode 78. I think this, no, I'm just kidding. This is episode 78 of the Affiliate Party Podcast, and we will talk to you tomorrow. And as always, everybody, peace.